Welcome to Financial Ginger. I am Jacob Johnson, the insurance agent that is known for answering his phone, which a lot of people don't get when I say that. They're like, well, isn't that the bare minimum? I'm like, well, yes, you'd think that, but there's a lot of insurance agents that don't answer their phone. And so 3 weeks after trying to add a car to their policy, they're calling me saying, hey, I can't get a hold of my agent. So that's why I always say that, because I'm known for being the agent answering his phone, because I do. We've got 8 agents and that's all they do is answer the phone. Anyways, that was a weird sidetrack. Today, I am very excited. This is an episode that you will want to sit down, pull out your calendar, make notes in your phone, put recurring reminders every month, because I am with Shanna Fowkes from,
ServiceMaster Restore. A3DS, Lehigh, Utah. Yes.
ServiceMaster, A3DS. They're a complete restoration company for everything, or comprehensive restoration. I don't know what the right term is. I've always used the term complete.
That's perfect.
So yeah. And we're talking about home maintenance today and all that fun stuff that comes along with it.
Yeah.
See, and I've already made mistakes.
No, I love it. I actually really appreciate you saying that you answer the phone, because that's all we've ever done. My husband has had his phone by his side. My husband's been in the restoration business for 20 years.
Wow.
24/7. He's like, we're going to be out of service. I got to call someone if the service calls and I need to answer my phone. So I appreciate that, because that's the first.
It's so important.
It's the first line of customer service. It really is.
When someone's house is flooding at 2 a.m. on a Saturday.
Yes.
Or it's Christmas Eve and
that's happened.
It happens all the time. It does. Plumbing doesn't stop breaking because it's a holiday,
right?
So,
yes.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people don't have that value, and it's something that I value.
Yeah,
so I try to
it's a sign of a good agent too, because you want to retain your customers and answering your phone and referring people to whoever you need, whoever they need to get help. That's great. So I love that.
It's really fun. I actually recently had one of my clients, and I'm going to have another one on just to kind of talk about their experience working with me. And I'm like, be honest, tell me whatever, good, bad, things that have gone wrong that are good. I just want it to be real for people. Yeah. And one of them was like, dude, it was so cool. House problems, and called Jacob, and I gave him 3 companies to go and talk to. And I called one, and they got out within an hour, and blah, blah, blah. Right. And it was and they had a lot of damage because their father had just died, and they had moved a bunch of his old stuff into the room that happened to be flooding into. And so a bunch of it was damaged, but it was some of it was able to, because of the speed, able to air out books and dry off paintings and things that had been damaged. And it's and they weren't as damaged, or they were not completely destroyed. So
yes. Yeah. And that's a home maintenance tip, actually, to keep your documents and all the papers and all the things up off of the floor and in containers. Probably not the basement. That they don't. Yeah, probably not the basement.
There's a lot of people that think the basement's a good place to store stuff like that because it's colder or whatnot. And maybe, but if you're going to do that, put it up on a shelf or something.
Yes, in a bin.
Cool.
So
cool. I'm excited. Okay. Well, before we get fully into the maintenance stuff, I sort of want to ask a little bit more about, your experience. Obviously, you mentioned your husband's been in the restoration business for 20 years. Tell us about how you ended up getting into it. Just share with people.
So I met my husband actually in Las Vegas. That's where I'm from.
Yeah, go Vegas.
He moved there to work for his uncle, and his uncle was a family friend. I grew up babysitting his cousins.
Okay.
So, and actually my house, my childhood home, started on fire. That's a whole nother story. I'll finish this one, how I got into
absolutely.
But he worked for the company that restored my parents' home. So there's a couple different connections, me and my husband.
Did you meet him at that time?
No, I met him before that.
Oh, okay.
I met him before.
That's it, babysitting.
Yes, babysitting. So he started in the restoration business in Las Vegas. And then when we got married, we moved to St. George. He started working for ServiceMaster. So we've been with ServiceMaster for 20 years too, also. So in St. George, he was a tech, started at the bottom. He's worked his way up all the way to where we are now running the ServiceMaster here in Lehigh. When the St. George ServiceMaster decided to buy a franchise in Lehigh. We came up here to help run it. And so he's seen, and I've seen, been by his side, the ups and downs of the restoration business.
Yeah.
I was a stay-at-home mom, went to hair school. I did hair at the Aveda salon in St. George for a little bit. And then when I started having kids, switched to doing it at my house. It was the best mom job. I loved it. And then kind of started working in the schools with my kids while they were going to school. And then I would kind of help with events that my husband's, that ServiceMaster did. And like golf tournaments and different things like that. And the opportunity arose for me to help with business development and marketing. And so I just kind of jumped in, and actually it's been official since August. So I really haven't been officially.
Yeah, you're new, but you're not new.
I'm a newbie, yes, but I'm not new. I feel like because my husband has done it for so long, I have a little bit of knowledge.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I would expect my wife to know a little bit more about insurance than the average person.
Yes,
and I know a lot more about therapy than I would care to, because my wife's a therapist. So you kind of end up talking to each other about, what work you're doing and all that stuff.
That's good.
It's fun.
Communication.
Well, cool. That's awesome. I love the background. I imagine with 20 years, right? Like going through 2008 and 2011 and all the different pricing in how costs have changed for repairing and restoration. And
yes. And the way the standards have changed too. We've had to move with that. And so it's been, so he knows a lot. We know a lot, I should say.
Cool. And then one question I want to ask about ServiceMaster is the type of work, because you guys do everything, right? It is complete. It's entire comprehensive. Like you guys have electricians and plumbers and all that stuff. You can do tear downs, rebuilds.
Yes. So start to finish. We have techs that come in and assess the damage. And then we figure out the scope of work, we estimate it. And then after it's all cleaned up and fixed, whether it's flood, fire, mold, wind damage, sometimes trauma cleanup, we can come in, because we are a general contractor, put it back all together, pre-loss condition. So yes, full service.
Yeah. And that's always nice, because I've had some situations where people like really like a friend that does something, which there's nothing wrong with using friends that do work.
Right.
But it's like, hey, they only do this or this or this. Like, oh, there's mold. We don't do mold remediation. You're going to have to find another party or whatnot. It's like, it's kind of nice to have it all in house. It saves a lot of stress for anyone going through a claim.
Yeah. A little bit more peace of mind, just because you are dealing with one person throughout the whole claim. It makes it a little bit easier for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Now for the exciting part where you guys need to, seriously, I encourage you to put notes in your calendar, because I found it's really easy for me. Like one example, every month I have a little alarm that goes off on my phone, not an alarm, but like it sends me an email and then pops up a reminder and it says, hey, review your budget. And it's always on the second Sunday every single month. And it's just, hey, take time, review your spending for the previous month, all that sort of stuff. So this is all going to be home maintenance and hopefully prevention. And I think this is useful because talking about ways that you can avoid having a home claim just by doing proper maintenance or save money. Like one of the things that I've heard from people, I'll start in my tip and then we'll obviously get into, because I know there's so much to talk about, is the micron amount of the air filter in your house. Right. Okay. It's like having a really strong, powerful one that can be helpful for clearing out more. Well, it might cause more strain on your heating and HVAC system. And it's like, well, that can cause it to wear down and need more maintenance. So use a smaller one, but don't go too light, because then you're not actually filtering. So, right. Little things like that are useful. Or actually changing it out every month. That's an alert that goes off in our phone. It's, hey, once a month, change out some people say 2 months, but either way, if you don't, and then it's like, oh crap, I haven't changed my air filter in a year. That's more wear and tear on your furnace. That one might not cause a claim. That might cause a fire. Well, maybe it could.
Right. I don't know about that. It probably could.
Either way, change your air filter. There we go. If you haven't done it, change your air filter. If you haven't changed your air filter in the last 6 months, drop a comment.
Okay, I'll drop a comment.
And then a second one. And then a second one once you changed it. When you changed your air filter, tell me that you've done it.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want me to...
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's do it.
So I'll start with fire safety first.
Absolutely.
And
Sweet.
maintaining your house for fires. So heating equipment, like you said, have your furnace, fireplaces, and space heaters inspected and serviced annually by a professional. So once a year.
Because I have like a little plug-in one.
A space heater, yeah.
Those should be checked because I've never checked one of those in my life.
Okay, I should have. Well, space heaters, you probably don't need to check, but you do need to keep them 3 feet away from anything that.
Yeah,
can
don't
catch
have
fire.
it like right next to your bed blowing into it because that can get really hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that was my next tip is maintain a minimum of 3 foot clearance between space heaters and flammable materials.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, okay, dryer safety. Obviously, clean the lint out every time.
Yeah. I just naturally just pull the thing up and pull all that lint out.
Yes. So annually, you need to have your dryer hose cleaned. Actually, the inside of your dryer, like on the outside of the drum, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because lint collects on the inside where even if you have like a vacuum to try and get all the lint out, it doesn't do the job. And that's why my parents' house started on fire, was because it had been, their dryer was 13 years old.
It had been a decade.
It had, yes. And the lint just collected around the outside of the drum. So there's a way that you can take apart your dryer. There's like a metal piece on the back sometimes, or even like lifting up the top if it's a front load dryer, and really cleaning out that lint. So
No, that makes sense. I've also heard that, and correct me if I'm wrong, where the actual like your dryer hose comes out the back and into the wall. I've seen older houses where that entire thing is so thick and like there's no air escaping, and you'll go in after when it gets heated up, and it's like this is a ball of heat, just lint that's built up for however long it's been there.
Yes.
It's like once a year. It's not too hard. Most of them have that little metal. You just unratchet it, pull it off.
Yep.
Clean out all the vent in there and close it too.
Yeah, we use like a leaf blower.
Oh, because it'll blow out your house. That makes sense. It's a vent for a reason.
Right? Yeah.
That's smart. That's smart. Leaf blower.
Yeah.
That'll save me a lot of time.
We also use our leaf blower to clean out our cars. Because we have kids. There's a lot of
and there's Cheerios and half-eaten bags of gummies blowing out of your car.
So leaf blower, good tip.
That's awesome. Do it on the street, not in your garage.
Right? Okay, so kitchen safety. Never leave cooking unattended, especially when frying, grilling, or broiling. And that's actually one of the top, mistakes that people make is walking away from anything on the stove.
Yeah.
And
it's more dangerous if it's a gas stove.
Yeah.
Because that's an open flame, right? It's not just heat.
Yeah, and things burn in the pots if it's left on, and that causes a fire. Actually, I had a friend that was just melting butter. We walked away on her stove. We walked away to print something on her computer, came back, and her kitchen was on fire. Luckily, she had a fire extinguisher right there.
Wow.
But that one, so I've had personal experiences of walking away.
I've seen claims of, right, because I've been in insurance for 7 years. I have seen kitchen fire claims. Fire, as far as fire claims I see, not that I see them every day like you do, but the most common place I hear of fires is kitchens. And obviously it's because there's more of that. And it's always cabinets that have caught on fire
and then the smoke damage is worse.
Yes.
You can't get the smoke out. The smoke smell out. So
yeah, I'll take the largest claim I have ever seen for damage that didn't even happen to someone's house. Their neighbor's house burned down. Okay, burned. It was like a 30-hour burn, and the fire department came and they were trying to like get it down, and they couldn't stop it proper. I don't know what the whole situation was, but the smoke coming out of it damaged the first level and upper level of their house so much, and it would have been. As far as timing, how long it took to repair that, it would have been better if their house had burned down too, because it would have been faster to rebuild it than to remitigate the entirety of the inside of the house. But it was almost $200,000 of damage just from the smoke of their neighbor's house burning down. And you're like, people don't think about that. It's like, wait, what? Like,
I know.
Wild.
I know. Yeah. So smoke's a tough one.
Smoke is, severe.
Electrical safety. So replace damaged cords and avoid running cords under your rugs or your furniture.
Oh, under rugs.
Yes,
Well,
because
that makes sense.
they wear out. Yeah.
Or another thing I've noticed is a lot of people forget that different extension cords are rated for different amounts of usage.
Yeah.
Right. Like some cords only can handle a toaster oven. Right. But some cords, they can't run your space heater that has like one of those radiant heat things. It's like it's not rated for. It's only, I don't know the amperage and how they rate them. But, they have some of them are color coded, too, where it's like this is for small stuff. This is for big stuff.
Yeah. So using the correct. Wattage
and
prongs and all those things.
Going back to stoves as well, especially if you have a gas stove or like one of those like heated metal filament things, cleaning your stove can also help prevent fire. I had a weird situation where I just got home and I had made a mess the previous night and hadn't cleaned up. I like spilled broccoli on the stove. And I didn't even think about it and started the stove. And then I'm like, why is there a weird burning smell? The broccoli from the previous night had caught on fire.
Oh, no.
Right? And I promise I'm not usually that gross. My wife listens like, Jacob, why are you telling everyone that
broccoli.
you left broccoli on the...
No.
But, right? It's like, that can... And think about it. If I'd walked away after turning the stove, waiting for it to heat up or whatnot, what if there was something else nearby? Or what if I'd left a plastic bag next to it and that caught on fire? Like that could have been a house fire because I didn't clean up the stove. Yeah. So I usually recommend cleaning those at least once a week. Yeah. Especially if you're more messy or right after you're done cooking. But
yeah, that would, broccoli's delicious though.
Yes.
Okay. So, and then also making sure that you have a fire extinguisher close.
Yeah.
Like my friend did, which is not something that I'm very good at, but they also say too, not to keep it right in your kitchen, but just right outside of your kitchen, because that's probably where the fire is going to happen, is in your kitchen.
It's in the kitchen. You want to be able to get to it.
Yes. So
that's something I don't actually know, because is it required for new construction to have fire extinguishers?
I don't know.
I actually don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Because I've bought, because at my work, I've got one right behind the door. Mm-hmm. So I need to think about that. So if you don't have a fire extinguisher, go get one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they'll usually put a little thing like the fire extinguishers are supposed to be checked every 2 years or whatnot. And there's a lot of fire departments that will check them for free or really, really cheap. It's like, hey, we're going to have a inspection day and it's $10-15 and we'll double check them or whatever, or just buy a new one, throw the old one out.
I've seen them at Costco.
Yeah, you can buy them at Costco.
Right.
Like, I need to double check that. I'm going to make a note. Well, I mean, I'm going to end up watching the whole episode and playing all back, but check your fire extinguishers once a year.
And carbon monoxide detectors, obviously your fire detectors.
Carbon monoxide detectors are super important. If you don't have one in your basement, if you have a basement, get one in your basement. Really close to home. I have a friend that has permanent long-term memory loss because of years of sleeping in a carbon monoxide. There was electrical damage that was sparking and causing carbon monoxide, and he was carbon monoxide poisoned over several years and had problems. Yeah, it was really, really bad. So it like it's not going to kill you instantly, right? Yeah. But it's going to cause
sometimes it
problems.
Can.
Yes,
carbon monoxide sometimes it can. But
or you'd think with electrical arcing that's creating carbon monoxide poisoning that could have started a fire or things like that too. So definitely check your carbon monoxide filters, and if you've got a basement, especially if you sleep down there.
Yes.
Get them in there. I'm very, 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 that's an annual check, I'd say.
Right.
I know with normal fire alarms, you're supposed to check them once a month, but.
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you the story of my parents' house fire really quick? Okay.
I want to hear what happened. I mean, I know it was a lint, but.
It was, yes. Okay. So I was 17. It was my childhood home. I was actually, when the fire happened, I was out on a date. My parents were out on a date. So my sister, that's just younger than me, had my two brothers at home. She was babysitting. She smelled smoke from, she was in the kitchen. She smelled smoke and went into the laundry room, and it was smoking and while it was running. So she called my parents. My parents were like, okay, just turn it off, shut the door. We'll check it when we come home. Oh, no. So that's what she did. And it wasn't very much longer, minutes. Like it happened so fast. Minutes later, literal flames are coming out from under the door. Like it was fast. So she gathered up the kids. And this is when, this was, I don't know, 25 years ago. So this is when people still had landlines. So she grabbed the landline phone and took the boys and ran out and ran to the neighbors, tried to call my parents, but it wasn't connecting. So she ran to the neighbor's house. They hurried and called 911.
Oh my gosh.
The neighbor actually came over and the fire had already traveled into the garage. So the laundry room was right next to the garage. So he didn't have anything but a garden hose. He was trying to fight this huge fire from the laundry room and the garage with a garden hose. Come to find out, the fire department that was closest to my parents' home was on another call. So a fire department had to come from 20 minutes away. So it was just
the worst.
Was burning. Yeah, it was. So by the time the fire department got there, it was a total loss, like by the time they were able to put anything out. This is kind of the sad thing, a sad little side note. My parents had the cutest cat and he was just old, but we loved him so much. He got caught underneath my parents' bed upstairs. So it was a 2-level home.
Okay.
So the fire didn't actually reach up to the 2nd level, but so much smoke. The cat actually got caught under the bed and died, which was so sad. Oh. I know I'm smiling, but
it's a way to cope.
It's a way to cope, right? Oh. Your wife's a therapist.
Yeah. Well, my wife's house burned down too.
It did?
About 22, I think, years ago.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that was a really sad thing that happened. So when my parents got a hold of me and said, hey, you need to come home.
Oh my.
The house has been on fire. My first thought was, I left a curling iron on, what? That's
blaming yourself.
Blaming myself,
oh, no.
Right? I was like, oh no, I left the curling iron on. But just coming around the corner and seeing multiple fire trucks, an ambulance, all the neighbors outside of my house was scary. And it was not okay, and my whole family out in the yard. The fire department, actually, they were like, okay, you can go into the house. You can take one thing from your house. We'll walk you through, I think they were just feeling bad. We had the clothes on our backs and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's vivid walking up the stairs. They're escorting us because they don't know if the stairs are sound.
Yeah.
And it's silly, but I grabbed my makeup and I think my mom grabbed a few photos that she could find. And obviously everything was just smoke damaged. It was neighbors brought us toothbrushes and deodorant and pajamas for the night. We went to a hotel and we lived in the Marriott for about 3 months.
Wow.
Until we found a rental home. But it like to lose everything in an instant was traumatic. So I feel for, I have empathy for all the people that have to go through it because it's not only inconvenient, but it can be traumatic.
Yeah, it's terribly stressful when you lose it's all those memories and photographs and school belongings
and pets.
And pets.
I know. Yeah. And yeah.
Yeah, not that this is super stiff. And obviously you can't replace a lost pet, but I've seen a few insurance companies have now specifically added like pet coverage for pets that are injured or killed during home claim. Not every insurance company. It's like a random oddball thing, right? It's one of those things where like, oh yeah, some insurance companies will cover $200 of physical cash or $250. Like it's like a weird little thing like that. I don't remember the exact amount, but it depends on the company. But some companies are being mindful of that sort of thing and being like, oh, well,
yes.
Yeah, we can add this too, right? I mean, obviously medical coverages might be for people, but
right. Yeah.
Let's add something on for pets. I'm like, wow, how interesting.
That's kind of awesome. I love that.
It's only a few carriers that do that now, but I imagine it'll become more common.
Yeah. Yeah. Because people love their pets.
Yeah. Well, and just thinking about this, right? The action item, I would say, if you don't have a fire extinguisher, get one, right? If you don't have like an action plan for for something like that. Like I know at least in Utah, it's really common to have like a 72-hour kit somewhere that's accessible, right? A lot of people put those in like a closet near the front door or right in the garage or something like that, right? It's just like, hey, this has clothing that you once a year, just make sure you've got clothing that is your sizing or fits you, right? And backpack that's got some, granola bars or trail mix or right, some little bit of food. I mean, obviously you're fine if you don't have something like that, but it's just nice to have something where it's like, hey, I've got a few belongings I can take with me. I know my family for a while had thumb drives in there too with like photos and things like that. They're just like, just in case.
Okay,
right?
this was too long ago. We didn't have those things.
No, obviously,
but
25 years ago, that wasn't as common. Let's say I got my first thumb drive in 7th grade and I was like, I'm so cool. I have a 256 megabyte thumb drive and it would take like 6 minutes to transfer a file to a school computer or back, right? It's like Word document that's only 50 megabytes and it takes minutes and it's like, USB 1.0, but yeah. Yep. And then by high school, we were already using Google Drive.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Technology went so fast.
Yeah. No, I was dial-up AOL. So
oh, wow.
I'm a generation older than you.
Some of my friends, their parents used AOL dial-up and they would sometimes come over to our house to do any homework that required the internet because we had like 6 computers in our basement because my dad's kind of a tech guy and loves everything. So we'd like, have LAN parties and events and things like have friends over to play games on the computers with each other and whatnot. But
that's fun.
Yep. I remember my brothers we're all big nerds and we figuring out how to set up the LAN cords and get them all so they could connect and play games or whatnot. Yeah. Different time period.
I know, that's funny.
It's so different. Like who would think of having that many computers nowadays? Yeah. But so definitely I'd say the action item there is, have a family plan for that. Like, show your kids where to meet up. Like what's the plan for finding each other if there's something like that? Like where are you meeting on the corner of your lot? Are you meeting at a nearby church? Are you meeting at one of your neighbor's houses specifically? Like what's the plan for if something happens, where to meet? And that's more than just a fire, right? Maybe that's an earthquake or maybe that's a flood or maybe, right, you're at school and someone's at work and it's, hey, if there's something happens and we don't have communication or phone line, like where are we going to try to get to find each other? Yeah. So create an emergency preparedness plan. How are you going to find each other? Preparedness. What are you going to do? Yeah. And the plan isn't to go to Missouri. If you get the joke, you get the joke.
I get the joke. Yes. Okay.
Meet at Adam on Diamond.
Yeah. I've been there. Okay, here we go.
Same.
Okay. Okay. So to prevent water damage, we'll change it to water.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing all that. I know for a lot of people, it's hard to share really difficult things. And
I think it's been enough time.
Yeah.
That I'm okay. But
anyways, water damage prevention.
Yes.
I've got one for this too.
Do you? Okay. So let me see where we're at.
You're good.
So start by ensuring your drainage around your home is cleaned out. So like your gutters and your downspouts at least twice a year, especially where we have a lot of leaves.
Yeah.
That gets...
Check in the winter and then check again in summer.
Yeah.
Twice a year. Put it on your calendar.
Yep.
Annual alarms.
So your downspouts need to be 5 to 10 feet away from your house. So pointing away from your house, and consider using extenders or trenching to move water even farther away from the foundation. So
I like that. Some of the newer construction I've seen, they not only have a downspout that goes all the way to the ground, but then they've got like an underground piping that goes out like 30 feet, like to the edge of your property line. So it's like, whoa, that's almost too much, but it's not hard to do that.
No, it's really not.
It's really not. Never mind. It's not almost too much.
Our home is probably 7 years old and we have had to put sump pumps in our window wells to our basement, even though we have that downspout draining out in our yard. Like the water just...
I'm glad you have sump pumps. A lot of people don't even know what those are. I'll ask people when doing insurance quotes, does your basement have a sump pump? And they're like, a what?
Yeah, we have like 3
just a
of
pump
them.
Automatically turns on when there's a certain level of water and pumps it out to keep it from flooding your basement.
Yes.
It's a loss prevention mechanism.
It is, yes, because, our neighbor behind us is about 8 feet above us. So the water just comes down. Yeah. We're trying to figure it out,
Yeah. Well, there's some ways that you can like grade you talk to landscapers. They can sometimes help grade the property or add dirt to spots where it pours water away from but people don't think about that.
There's the next tip. Yes. There you go. You got it. Yes.
Consider your grading.
Yeah. Okay, so inspect and maintain your roof annually to identify any repairs that need to be done, like loose shingles or cracked flashing, deteriorated seals around the vents and chimneys.
Especially chimneys.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people where water gets in. I don't know why. It's something about the way chimneys are built, or maybe it's the heating or something like that if you're actively using it. But it always seems to wear away around the edges of that way faster than any other part of the roof.
Yeah, it just might be
Not
a
sure exactly
vulnerable spot. Seal any gaps around windows and doors with caulk and weather stripping
And that's
to
so
prevent
easy to
rain coming in.
No, I did it. If you're a man and you haven't used a caulk gun, like it makes you feel so cool because you have that little like metal thing and you pop whatever and you just you can even use your finger or you have that little butter spatula thing looking that you can use. And you just place a little bead and just go whoop. And if you've placed too much, you just wipe it away with your finger. Like it's so easy. And then it just dries and hardens and
it prevents all the
if you had
weather
old
from
ones that are
coming
like
in.
cracking and bleeding away, you can just use a knife and just cut it away and apply new caulk. Like it's super easy. I've recalked tubs and toilets and stuff with my dad. Like it's
look at you, repairman.
I'm not. I'm absolutely not. I can identify a carburetor on a car, but other than that, I'm useless. Yeah, not too hard to do. One note, I want to talk about the downspouts again. Just like that. I have seen people, it's not hard to install. Like if you're like, oh, I've got one that just is pouring right there, right next to the edge of my house. And I've seen it erode away and you're like, that could cause more water coming. Like it's not hard to dig a trench, put a plastic tube on that and get it out farther. Like it's super easy, super easy. I just wanted to mention like it's not hard to do that if you notice you've got a downspout.
Yeah.
Or when you're buying a new house, check it and you're like, oh, this isn't too big of a deal. We can just add some in or whatever. Anyways.
Yes. No, I love that. It's good and there's so many YouTube, maybe I shouldn't be promoting this, YouTube
there's totally
videos. It's how I learned to do a lot of home maintenance things.
Oh, absolutely. That's how I've learned to do so many things. I mean, I built some grow boxes last summer, like 3 feet tall for my wife to plant some stuff in.
I need those.
Well, because we're in a townhouse, right? So we don't have a yard where we can plant stuff. So I just built some boxes. And of course I went to YouTube and then I realized, oh crap, I did this wrong because the way I cut the wood, I didn't math it. And so it's slightly like, it's not perfectly square. There's like 9 extra inches because of the way the boards, anyways, math is hard, especially for us people, but you don't have to be precise because guess what? Wood doesn't have to be precise, but I built some grow boxes and it was all YouTube. Or
I love
every house I've ever bought, I've built shelves in the garage, like really nice wood shelves. I think they're really nice. And a couple $100 of wood and some nails and some YouTube how-tos.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a great way to do it. And right, obviously people can Google a lot of the information we're talking about here, but the thing I really want to emphasize is just take a moment to put these things in your phone, right? Like the house fire starts either because you're not aware you need to do it. So this is to bring awareness, or because you forget to do it, right? And so that's why I'm really encouraging, like, as you're listening to this, be like, oh, I need to check my smoke alarms. I need, I need to check my fire alarms once a month. I need to check my carbon monoxide detector once. Do I even have a carbon monoxide detector? Do I have a fire extinguisher? I need to get one, and then just put a reminder in your calendar every year. Like Google Calendar makes it so easy. Just set it.
That is very smart.
Review once a year, and then you'll get an alert, or you can set it to email you too. So you get an email and an alert on your phone saying, hey, it's once a year, check your fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
Oh, double check where it is. Hey, once a year, remind my kids, update our 72-hour kits. Oh, we need to update clothes because Jimmy, who was 8, is now 9.
I thought of something with the fires because we've actually done a couple of jobs for people that have bought like off-brand batteries for hoverboards, specifically like batteries from China. So on-brand batteries are probably a little bit safer.
Great to know. Get on brand batteries for your fancy electronic equipment.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, for your little fire alarms, the 9-volt batteries, like those you can get whatever because batteries are batteries, but not for that's
kids'
crazy.
Toys. Yes.
I actually
buy the
heard
on-brand batteries.
There's a couple of companies that sell like those e-bikes or e-bike conversion kits. And some of them specifically say like, do not charge this indoors. I don't know why, but I've heard of people them blowing up or like catching on fire. I'm like, what the heck?
I know, you wouldn't think. So, okay.
Or don't overcharge, or like make sure you stop charging it within a certain amount of time because the battery will continue to heat up or whatnot. It's like, anyways, I'm glad my electric car doesn't do that.
Oh, do you have an electric car?
Yeah, I've got a Tesla and I plug it in at home.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome. I love my Model 3.
Okay.
It's great.
I don't know what model we have. Maybe a Model S that I could
Model S, that's the fast
I don't know.
one.
Is it?
Yeah, that's
Maybe
the sedan that's
Model
fast
3
and zippy.
then. I don't know.
Whatever it is.
You know what? It's you'll probably see it. It's bright yellow. It's ServiceMaster color. So
Yes.
there you go.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The Fowkes mobile.
The Fowkes mobile. Yeah. Okay, so back to water.
Yes.
Okay, this one is important because a lot of the water claims that we see are from burst pipes, frozen pipes. Okay. So especially in our colder climate, we need to make sure that you unhook your hose from your outside spouts, right?
Yep.
And there's actually little covers that you can buy on Amazon. They're like a 2-pack for $8.
They're like little cone things.
Yeah,
and they've got insulation in them.
Yes.
Yeah, and you just put that on top and you pull a little tube and they're so easy to use.
Yes.
They're so easy to use. The house that my office is in, you've been there.
Yeah.
Our office it was a house built in like 1880.
It's so
super
cute.
old. The basement, there's like this like old, like those old wheels that you see in farms that they wrap like coil hose. I don't know how, but there's one of those in the basement, like laying on its side, and it looks like a sacrificial altar. Like our basement looks like a cult space. But anyways, because it's only like 7 feet tall, so it's like lower ceilings than you expect. Because it's an old house.
You're gonna have to show me, and I want to know if there's a story. Are there ghosts?
I have no idea. No.
Okay, there's not a ghost story. Who owned that? Who built the house?
I have no idea.
I'm interested in that.
We know. Right next to our office, the lady who owns that house, her husband used to grew up in that house in the early 1900s. He passed away recently, but it's like, so I don't know if there's stories or whatnot, but it used to be people lived there for forever. And now it's part of American Fork Historic District. Anyways, if you want to see the scary cult basement, come by my work.
I'm coming.
But because it's so old, we've always put those insulation bibs. So I've been doing that every year for 7 years. In fact, I don't know if I put it on yet. I should have probably put it on a month ago.
but it hasn't it hasn't really frozen here yet.
No, not
we're
too
lucky.
bad.
I know.
But take those off. And it also saves your hoses, because if your hose has leftover water in it, that'll cause expansion and can damage your rubber hoses. And then you won't have to buy a new hose, especially if you buy nice ones.
Yes.
But it'll also prevent that water
pipe bursting,
freezing.
Yes. Okay. So make sure that, let's see.
That's like a December 1st or October 5th or that sort of range, right before or after Halloween.
Winterizing
is when you should be winterizing your hoses.
Yeah. So another one, if you have, and this is probably on older homes too, like exposed pipe out in your yard anywhere or anything, you can actually buy like insulated tape to put around those too.
Wrap 'em.
Because
I've not even known, but that makes sense. I bet old houses do have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so inside your home, regularly check your plumbing and appliances for leaks. Inspect hoses connected to washing machines, refrigerators, dishwashers, water heaters every year. So it says to replace your rubber hoses and to steel braided ones if you have rubber hoses. The steel braided
like your washer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, those rubbery ones that are red and blue. Those are only supposed to last like 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
So you should be changing those every couple of years. If you get the metal ones, they still recommend those. I think it's 7 years.
Yeah.
I mean, check the packaging that you buy your thing in, but a lot of people don't think to replace those. And you should replace those.
5 to 7 years.
They will fail. Especially because I actually have a set of those that I use for doing water heater flushes. Because I do my own, and I've got some rental properties, and I go and do those once a year and touch base with the tenants.
Nice.
And I run vinegar through those, right, to clean out the waters.
The hard
heater.
water.
Yeah, the hard waters. And the vinegar just wrecks those seals.
Oh, yeah.
Like I've only used it for a couple years, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the seals just worn away. I've had sometimes where I have to like extra tighten it, because if not, and I turn the water on, like little water will start dropping. And those are only a couple years old, those hoses. So you don't think about it, but over time, those do need to be replaced.
Yeah.
So maybe that's one that you put on your calendar every 3 years. Check your washer too. And sorry, I'm kind of derailing a little bit.
You're good.
As far as checking, people are like, well, how do you check your plumbing? How do you check your under your sink, or how do you check under your toilet? This plumber gave me the easiest way. Just get a sheet of paper and like put it behind your toilet, right underneath where the hoop, or underneath your sink. Just put a sheet of paper and then check it 2 or 3 days later, or 24 hours later. And if it's a little bit damp, there might be a slow leak.
Right.
You know,
and you got to catch those. That is part of home maintenance because a lot of insurance, the way the policy reads, slow leaks or home maintenance.
Yeah, that sort of stuff where it's been a slow leak over 6 weeks or 9 weeks, or every company has different guidelines. Every carrier has different guidelines. But yeah, at some point it's like, this was a maintenance issue. This isn't a sudden, unexpected thing. Right. Like your dryer catching on fire or your toilet seals failing suddenly and balloon. I see people, you know, the basement where like the ceiling's ballooning and there's water coming in. It's like, right. That's sudden. Yes. But if it took, if it was over months and months, it might be. So doing this stuff will save you from potentially having a claim that ends up getting denied and then you're out thousands of dollars to repair something yourself.
And we've seen too where the hose to the fridge, you know, where you're getting water out of your fridge. I
hate water in fridges.
I know.
I've had nothing but problems. I've had 2 of those in my 2 houses. As I moved, I'd buy fridges. They've been nothing but problems. I mean, I'm sure people love them. My wife loves them. I hate hooking them up, and they always have problems, and they're always leaking. Yeah, so and they're always causing the back of your fridge to freeze over. And I'm a hater.
So you got to check those. Okay, so then
put a piece of paper. It's not hard.
Yeah. That's a really smart idea. Okay, so around your toilets, you said that, make sure you know where it drips. Make sure you know where your turn-off valve is behind your toilets, because when it's flooding and you're panicked, you know, make sure.
At least even where your water main is.
Yeah, show everyone in the house where, and then the water main. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Once a year, show your kids how to shut off appliances and the main water valve.
Yeah.
And they'll feel so cool. Like, let them do it. Why not turn it off and turn it on? Like, kids love fiddling with that stuff.
It's my daughter's job. Yes.
What's your daughter's job?
My daughter's job is to turn off the main water valve when we leave for vacation. So
there you go. She
knows how to do it.
Put that on your vacation checklist when you go to Europe. I've seen that where people, they go away and they come back and their basement's got feet of water in it because something happened. And it's like, oh, that is less likely to happen if you shut off your water main. That's genius.
Yeah.
I've never thought about it before. If you've ever thought to turn off your water main when you're going away on a trip, comment below. Say, Shanna, you're awesome. If you haven't, leave me a thumbs up emoji with water next to it.
So actually, Bear River, and I love Bear River. I'm insured with Bear River, but I didn't get this in the mail or however they promoted it. But Bear River, not that long ago. Yes, you know about it.
I was going to bring that up.
Okay, you were.
So I've got one of them at my house. I'll explain what LeakBot is in a second. But I've got one of those at my house, and it detected a leak. Okay. And what was so cool, obviously it's a paid extra. Not everyone has this, but they paid for a plumber to come out, look at our house, find the leak and repair it. And I'm in new construction. I've only been in it for a year and a half. It was built a year and a half ago. And there was a tiny leak. Like, who'd have thought brand new construction has lots of problems, just like old houses can.
I know.
But I found a little leak and they came out and fixed it. And I think it was under the master sink. There was like a tiny leak in the wall, like behind anyways, I don't remember exactly where it was, but they came out and fixed it. And it was cool because of that program Bear River had. It didn't cost us a dime.
Yeah.
But if you want to get it yourself, LeakBot is a cool innovative. I think it's like $150 to just buy a device yourself. And it shows you how to set it up. And it even has you take a picture of it and it sends it into review and make sure you set it up properly. And you hook it right above your water main, like 2 feet away from where your water line is, where it enters your house. And then you have a little device and it hooks up and you put your email and phone number and you can set it to text you or email you or both. And the app will go off too. You're like, hey, we think you have a leak. And then right at that point, you can get a plumber yourself or you can go check all your stuff. But Bear River's program is cool because for a certain number of people, they have like a subscription fee you can pay. And Bear River pays the subscription for their clients that opted into this special program. It's super cool.
Yeah. So, and correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't it detect if there's a sudden burst because it detects like the water pressure?
Yeah, I don't know exactly how it works, but it'll tell you when there's a slow leak. It'll tell you when there's a major leak.
Yeah.
Like it'll be like, you're actively leaking and send you a message. And I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah. And you know what? If you don't have that, they also have just on Amazon, you can buy like water detectors. That you put around your home and it will alert you as soon as there's water.
Yeah. I on a similar vein, there are some of those automatic water shutoff devices you can get for like your water heater and things like that, where you basically just put a rubber tub underneath it if it doesn't already have one. And it's a little device that you hook up to. I don't know exactly how they work, but right. And some of them will have like a felt pad on the bottom. And then if it gets wet, it just will automatically shut off the water for that device. And that can save a huge claim too. Cause it's like, hey, so automatic devices are always great. Ones that alert you and notify you are great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're usually not that expensive.
Yes. Okay.
This is fun. This is cool. I'm learning all sorts of stuff.
Good.
And if you do have those devices, you should check them every once in a while too, of course. Like whether it's once a year or every 6 months, just put it in your calendar, automatic reminder.
It's like the fire or smoke detectors.
Yep.
Do it at the same time if you have both. Okay. So maintain your indoor humidity levels to prevent condensation and mold growth by using exhaust fans in your bathrooms and laundry areas, ensuring the dryers are vented outside, like we talked about, not a lot of people have dehumidifiers. We have professional dehumidifiers for when floods happen, but
you need them sometimes, but not in Utah very often.
Right. Another one is if there's like in your attic, if there's a heavy rainstorm, humidity can build up. So the way you can check for that is if there's water stains on your ceilings or anything like that. I've
seen a lot of people that you can install, like, I mean, obviously it means you don't have to worry about it as much, but you can install like whole house attic fans. They kind of help push pressure through your hand. Obviously there's a cost to that, but it's an interesting way that you can help prevent some of that moisture buildup.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and then this was my finally, which we already talked about. Locate your home's main water main water shutoff valve to ensure it's easily accessible and functional. Okay.
Yes. Don't block it. I've seen people where like it's in a weird spot or whatnot, especially on older houses. And they're just like, it's blocked by a bunch of boxes, or they've got like a bookshelf with books on it in front of it or whatever, because it's in their basement in a weird spot. It's like, you need to be able to access that anytime, 24/7. Because what if something happens? What if your wall explodes and there's water coming out of it because an old pipe bursts or something? It's like, you want to have access to it.
Know the signs of water leaks. Have your emergency preparedness plan. Those are all good things. Those are my tips.
Yeah.
I don't have any more.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So we got some water stuff. We got some fire stuff.
Yes.
If there are other tips that you're thinking about that you're like, oh yeah, I do this to prevent this, leave them in the comments. I love seeing notes where people are like giving me cool, exciting things. Yeah.
Because your home is sometimes your largest investment. Yeah. And so we want to protect it, right?
Well, for a lot of people, right? Especially in Utah's market right now. I mean, $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 houses, are the norm. And it's like, this is a big investment. You have to protect it.
Yeah.
And part of that is making sure you have proper insurance. Like I always bring up, especially when I see home fire situations, is proactively checking your insurance every year to make sure you have adequate coverage.
Right.
Because I see a lot of people where, I mean, a lot of policies will have what they call an inflation guard. So let's say you bought your property 30 years ago and you haven't checked it at all since then, right? And it was only worth $300,000 at that point. And nowadays, here in Utah, it's probably worth $1 million now. Yeah. The same property. And you're like, oh, I haven't reviewed my coverage in 30 years. I've been with the same company and haven't looked at it. Most of them have an inflation guard where every year it automatically goes up 2 or 3.5 or 5% or whatever they've got. Some of them have a market-based one where they review annually as a company and they say everyone's getting 2.5% this year, 2.9% this year. So different ones, but the most common I see is 3.5%, where it's just, hey, we always increase it 3.5%. So if you were at 100,000, you'd be at 103, and then you'd be at 107, and then you'd be at 112, or however the math's out. But I've seen times where sometimes that doesn't keep up, right? Especially if you bought a house in like 2018, right? The last 7-8 years have really gone up faster. So it's like, hey, and it's not just the value of your home, it's the cost of rebuilding it, right? The labor costs, the wood, the lumber, aluminum, all that stuff has gone up in terms of cost. So it's like, hey, you might need to double check and just make sure you have enough coverage. I've seen situations where someone has a claim and it's like, hey, you're $100,000 short, and you're finding that out 6 months, 8 months into rebuilding a home. And it's like, wait, we don't have enough money to rebuild the house. properly, like the way, and that obviously is a nightmare too, especially if it's like, well, what have I been paying insurance for, right? Well, you paid for this much coverage. So just know your numbers, know your numbers, know how much you need. A lot of agents, I do this for free. I can do a exact value estimate of rebuilding, and the company is Utah based. Custom 360 and Zactimate are both good for that. And they update their numbers every quarter. It's like, hey, here's current costs of labor for framing. Here's current costs of labor for plumbing. Here's current costs of cost for pipes and roofing materials and all that sort of stuff. And I can put in, here's how many square feet your house is. Here's the basement square footage. Here's how many bedrooms. Here's the bathrooms. I can get as specific as what type of countertops do you have in your bathrooms and in your kitchen? Like what type of cabinetry do you have? Do you have in-house vacuum and entertainment systems or what? Like you can get really specific if you want. And then it's hey, based on that, we think you need this much coverage.
Yes.
Sometimes the opposite happens. This isn't that big of a deal. It's more of a cost thing. People have too much coverage. So it's like, okay, but the worst case is you're paying extra. Yeah. Right? It's like, maybe if you had less coverage, it'd be cheaper insurance, but that's not as big of a problem as not having enough coverage. But the most common thing I'll see where people are like, wait, well, I could sell my house for 1.5 million. Okay, well, you're in Highland, Utah on 3 acres. Your land's probably worth 1.2 million of that 1.5, right? And it's like, oh yeah, well, my house is a 900 square foot brick house built in 1920. Yeah, your house might be worth 300,000, right? So market value is different than the rebuild cost of your home. And so you have to consider, you don't need to cover your land. Right. And your average lot, I mean, a couple of years back when I actually looked into the numbers, Lehigh, your average, 0.17 acre lot was worth like $140,000. So if you think about it, if your home could sell for 800, you might only need about 650,000. But anyways, that's something that talk to your insurance agent about, whether that's me, I do free policy reviews. That's something I do all the time, even for people out of Utah where I don't service, but that's something I'd add to this list is check your insurance once a year just to make sure you're properly covered for if you have a fire or a flood. Or really, really common, and I've talked about this, so I apologize to everyone that's listened to other episodes because you've probably heard this a million times from me. Buried utility lines and water and sewage backup coverage. A lot of people don't have those coverage. And so their basement floods when they're on vacation and they come back. Not only do they have a basement flood to deal with, but this was from city. Even if you turn off your water main, you couldn't have stopped the sewage lines from backing up into your home from the city. And obviously the city isn't going to take responsibility for it. It's the hazard of being on public utilities. And every policy
is so different. You have to know the language.
So make sure that you got water and sewage and buried utility lines coverage and more than the minimum, because sometimes companies are like, you've got it, but it's only $5,000.
Yes.
Right. So I usually recommend at least a minimum of 10,000. But ideally it's more like 20 or 25,000 and it adds cost. I mean, I had someone the other day where it was like, hey, it was a $700 policy and adding $25,000 of water sewage backup was an extra like $200. I'm like, it's 25% of the insurance cost there. It's like, well, why? Like, well, here's some situations that would cover, right? The water and the sewage and all that. And you don't have to have it, but I want to make sure you're aware, because that way, if that happens, I'm able to say, hey, we talked about it.
Yeah. A episode that I listened to, you talked about big claims that people have, usually only once or twice in a lifetime.
Yep. About every 22 years is the average claim for a homeowner. And not all of those are big claims.
Yes. And so really and the claims can be huge.
They can be.
And when you're paying a minimal amount, but insurance has to come in and pay a few $100,000, it's totally worth it to have that extra $200 that you're paying a year for that huge loss.
You're paying for peace of mind.
Peace of mind. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
I actually had my own dad call me recently and he was like, hey, I'm worried about this and this and this. And he wanted an umbrella policy. He wanted to raise his limits on his home. And I'm like, you don't need this. He's like, yeah, but I'm nervous. I'm like, cool. Just recognize you're paying an extra bit for that peace of mind. If you can't sleep at night because you're worried about your home not being covered properly, then pay for the extra coverage. Yeah. Right. Or like I've had people where they have rental car coverage and they're like, oh, I'm renting a car. My insurance company will cover it. I just don't want to have to worry about it. I'm going to pay the extra for the rental car coverage from the company. It's like, sweet.
My parents actually had an umbrella policy when their fire happened.
Oh, nice.
So
those are great.
It worked out. Yeah.
Umbrella policies are great. They pay a lot.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. So, I feel like we're kind of getting to the end. I know we've gone a little bit over time, so I don't want to keep you too much longer, but
have we?
Yeah, we've gone past. This might be the longest episode I've done yet.
Oh no.
Which is fine. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
I just usually try to keep it, not that matters, but yeah.
We'll edit out what you need to edit out.
Yeah, we'll edit out. No, we're going to edit out nothing. You get all of this. You get all of the glory.
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much for being on. This has been awesome. Hopefully this has been valuable for you guys listening.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, when people have an emergency, flood, basement, fire damage, all that, how can people get a hold of ServiceMaster?
And
you can message me this afterwards. We can put it in the show notes.
Okay, yeah, I might have to. Let's see. All of our social media handles. So we are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, we're on TikTok.
Sweet.
I'm starting that up a little bit.
Under ServiceMaster?
Under ServiceMaster. I'll have to send you the name of it.
I will put it in the show notes.
Yes.
I always do that with everyone.
Perfect. Call our business. I don't know if I should put my regular number on there, but that's how I get extra credit, is from people actually saying my name. Shanna referred me.
Ask for Shanna.
Yes. Thank you.
Awesome.
So,
yeah, thank you so much for being on. This has been informative. I'm excited. I'm excited to put some of this stuff into my calendar.
Good,
put it in your calendar.
Use ServiceMaster. We love it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you.
Hey, thanks so much. Okay.